Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we have a interesting challenge winning deck played by, I think is called Bilsive. It's Billsive. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. This deck list went 9-1 in a previous challenge and it won that challenge playing an Esper deck that does not play Rafine, which is very interesting of a take, and it is very cool. So what do we kind of have here? What is our game plan? What are we trying to do? Well, it's pretty standard for these colors of what we're trying to do. Is we have our counter magic, also our super versatile card, and 3 steps ahead we actually see a matchup where we see this doing the copy a creature function, which is very cool. With a card like Siphon Insight, sometimes we can take our opponent's stuff and then copy it because it does not specify that we have to own that creature. It's just a creature we control. But we get to see this copy Tidebinders, do some cute tricks like that, and then we have No More Lines. That's kind of our standard for of counterspell early to help us get into kind of our mid game where we thrive and then dominate in the late game. Our removal is pretty solid. Outside the fact is you'll see we have 1 go for the throw over 3 long goodbyes. Normally you'll see this inverse. This will be 3 copies, this will be 1, but we elected to do this probably based on the meta call. And I would have to imagine Esper mid-range with the Rafines is probably a pretty tough matchup, so having these in the chamber ready to go is probably pretty important. Other than that, we have our standard temporary lockdowns. We replaced 2 of those for 2 Tidebinders in the main, which actually came up clutch today. 4 Memory Deluges as our main kind of card gatherer, Jace as a backup win con, or a kind of single target, a Monastery Swift Spear, kind of take off the aggression that some of the 1 creature decks can have, especially like even like a Virtuoso, for example. And those Boros decks or the Picnic Ruiner, you can pretty much shrink them down to size, where just a Monstrous Rage doesn't feel as bad as it could because it's only like still a 1/1 double striker, you know. Outside of that, we have the 3 Emperors, not a 4 of here, just 3, which is very nice. Obviously we don't play anything like a Sunfallen, that's being replaced by this Deadly Cover-Up, as we need this to exile the combo decks, or against like World Soul Rage you can use it to exile the World Soul Rages, so you just stop yourself from dying. Obviously they can doppelgang and do some other stuff like that, but Deadly Cover-Up just kind of acting as a surgical extraction when needed is just nice in general, so we definitely like to have that around. Outside of that, the whole deck list will be in the description. That will be tagged directly to the Goldfish link like I normally do for challenge winners, and let's just go hop into games and see how they go. By the way, wait, did I hit record? Oh, I did. Subscribe, please. I know I put that in and it was very awkward for everybody, but YouTube recommends me to do it, so I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Please don't yell at me. Oh, we have the removal. I think we're good here. Normally this hand's like a little bit questionable to keep, especially with like Siphon Insight not being kind of viable, but with the removal in hand, I kind of like it. Siphon Insight not being viable at least until turn 3, but it's aggro. Our removal should be good. We have a local hero here, dude. Honestly, I respect this. I like this. I like this guy. When does this happen? When an instant sorcery you cast deal damage, you may pay a red. If you do, return gains haste. So if I remove it during combat, I'm fine. I was just reading your bloodletter, dude. Are they just gonna jam? Sure. We let this resolve, obviously, because we don't have a counter spell. What are we attaching to? It's got to be. I mean, that's fine. That was kind of my target removal anyway, to be honest. Go for the throw in this matchup probably arguably has less targets than Long Goodbye. Like, I don't care if they're like Monstrous Raging this Phoenix chick. Like, I still take 4, you know? So it's like, fine. Sure, in turn here. They'll probably burn me and then try to bring this bird back, which I can then counter that. Oh, because that'll trigger this. Yes. I counter this if I can. I'm gonna force him to do it. Now it doesn't take it away because obviously it's not a permanent anymore. It would act as like a new one, and then they can waste their turn kind of doing this, hit me for 4, and I will take that with a They got flyers. I can't really do anything about it. I think I'm gonna pass. And I'm gonna emperor this bird probably. Although I probably have to end up emperoring this phoenix chick, right? Oh, especially like this. Sure. Go to combat. Ooh, I almost made a 1-1. A lot of times in matchups like this, it's like fine to make a 1-1 so you can block, but there's just like no point here. I'm gonna go ahead and make a 2-2 and just make it hard for them to ever get through now. No, I'll pass on that. And now I just set up my hand. I have a Siphon Insight to use. I have Long Goodbyes. I have another Tidebinder to stop like that bird. That's fine. Please waste your turn equipping this Myriad Bane Splitter. Thank you. This is an artifact? It is an artifact. Sick. I can turn that off and just never have to worry about it again. Let's just Tidebinder here. Do this, and now this will have no text on it. Now they can't equip it anymore. I'm gonna just skip them in, honestly. I gotta try to close the game eventually. I have enough removal. They're at 9. This is 6, 7, 8. I have a lightning strike in hand. Sure. What you got for me, opponent? With double removal, I can't imagine a world where I'm like in super trouble here. Sure. Again, this is shut off, so they can't use it to attach. They've been holding a card in their hand. I wonder if it's like a Witch Stalker Frenzy or something. Remove that. Don't let them do anything. Can that block? It can't block. They're already in combat. Sure. You know they're going to 1. They're going to bring this bird back. Resolve. Again, it has haste, can't block, but we're already in combat, so it doesn't matter. Do this. This hits. I lightning strike them, and then I just go to combat and win. Very cool. Kind of a way to take out red in a weird way. Honestly, I respect what they were doing. It does suck that they had to use a card like in the festivities and didn't have quite a play with fire on tap to use. Maybe they were trying to play around in the festivities. I will imagine most of the time, most people will see me playing Esper and they'll probably think I'm playing Rafine, but I'm not. That's the key, chat. We're not playing Rafine, the best Esper card there is. Yes. We are on the draw, which is a little tough. Like, having this ready on the play is so good for us, which is going to be tougher. Angels? Oh, you're my hero. Why are we playing all of our hero matchups? Like, I want to lose now. I love angels, dude. They're so sick. It's such a sick creature type. There's an event coming up. Oh, no. That's a joke. It's a joke. I'm lying. There's an event coming up that's very cool. The LGBTQ event where you can make like any 2 legendary creatures partners. And my partner commander I was going to do was going to be the 2 angels that meld together from original Innistrad. So I was like, that was very exciting. And I was just like, wonder if I'll be able to. But now, I'm not going to lie. Our hand can't beat this cavern. So I might get my wish. I might lose. Just basic planes, I guess. Deadly cover. Gonna have to put in some work. As long as they don't have another one of these, we're actually pretty solid. For the next coming turn, because Emperor can exile this Archangel, but if they have another one of these, they can give Archangel Vigilance, and that sucks. I'm not gonna allow this to happen. No, absolutely not. No Archangel attack. They're playing around the Emperor. They called my bluff and also have another Giada, so that's fair. That is just fair. Do I have enough in my board? I do not have enough yet. I think this is still fine to just fire off though. And then next time I'll exile something. Probably gonna have to be. It's either gonna have to be the Archangel. We're gonna have to make a choice. It's gonna have to be the Archangel so I get out of that burn range, or it's gonna have to be the Steel Seraphs because they dodge. Go for the throat, and go for the throat being kind of a removal spell that we enjoy. Not a fan. Also, what in the world, dude? Can you stop with the Giadas? Yeah, I'm down to just pass here. They have a Lightning Helix or a Lightning Strike. I can. Now I can't bait it out. Just doesn't work that way. Was Archangel of Wrath. Sure. Tiebinder's good. No More Lies kind of sucks. They have 2 cards in the hand. I have to have a feeling that one of them is Lightning Strike. Tidebinder can weirdly shut off this card because this trigger will go in a sack. Tidebinder can take it away and it'll just be like either a big creature or whatever, and then Emperor can exile it because they'll no longer have that ability, so I'm fine with that. You know what? I hate when I'm talking and I just make like a slight error. Casualty. I have to get rid of Archangels, I think. Now, if they have 4th Giada, like, I'll take it, you know. Yeah, it's just straight up burn. Kind of the cards that we don't want to see. Obviously, I don't want to see an Aurelia either. I don't think I grabbed the other one in the graveyard. No, I did. Okay. Does it auto grab them in the graveyard? This is their chance to double burn me. Sure. Maybe their last spell is also a burn spell. Did it play with fire? Oh, that'd been so gross. That'd been so gross. Honestly, I'd have been pumped for him, to be honest. No More Lies is actually kind of a okay draw. I really need this to be a dead card plus screw this up. Here. Here. Doesn't have menace, right? I should have looked. I don't want them in my hand. I'll block if I have to, but there's no point right now. My turn. Oh boy. These No More Lies are really trying to just beat me up, dude. Sure. No, pass. Creature in this copy target artifact creature. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Correct. Oh man. This is such a awkward game. I'm like squirming IRL, dude. This is tough. I have like any direct burn covered. I should have. Yes. Now I can't counter unless I pay one. No attack. They're like, I know you have an Emperor. I guess I also have a blocker, right? Just setting up a turn where I can't do anything here. So let us create a token. Let's draw. Discard a card. Probably this, if I had to guess. Nothing works. Deadly cover up. You are cool, but you kind of suck. I can't really do anything. Oh boy. Next. Nothing. Being at 2 sucks, dude. I guess being at 3 is the same as being at 2. But they could play with fire. The problem is I have to be able to deadly cover up, but also cover my bases on this card. They've like respected Emperor so much. They don't know I have it, by the way. They've just played around it the entire game. They must hate Wandering Emperor, to be honest. But are we done respecting it? I gotta protect my life total, I think.
I'm not overconfident. You're just
Also, this makes more creatures. We're playing around the removal right now.
I am almost sad
Sure.
to see you go.
Sure. This is a cast. This is a spell. I can't. It's not that. I don't think. Sure. I can't stop it. Sure. My turn. Yes, cut down the best card in my deck.
Years of training.
Maybe they'll play around another one. I don't know.
You must protect.
I don't think I can wait forever though. At some point, I have to close the game. Yes. Angel. Sure. You don't sacrifice that now. We declare that as a blocker. Not playing around Emperor anymore. Maybe feel a little bit more desperate now. I understand this cost me 1. It's fine with me. This doesn't shut off enchantments permanently. That's why we're not like doing anything about it. But this is our time to go for it. I believe Tidebinder shuts this off. There's an activated ability. I'll learn. I'll learn right now. I thought so, but I wasn't entirely sure. Here these come. My Tidebinder army. Down to 15. I have a slow growing army. Double burn will kill me. I don't have it now. Land in Gonjo even. Gonjo seems a little weird to me, but plus here. Play here. And now we just hold up double counterspell for double burn, I guess. Down to 3 they go. Pass. Two Archangels are gone. I actually have to counter this. As shocking as that is, Aurelia will actually kill me if I don't counter this. Because it's uncounterable because of this cavern. Please show me the Aurelia. Make me feel smart. Man, I don't know how we end up scraping that game out. I felt so lost. They played around my Emperor so well. There was like one turn you can argue that they're probably supposed to force the issue regardless if I have it or not. And I think attacking the invasion was a little tough because now I am in that double bolt range where if there was a double attack at me, I can exile the one and then you can maybe pump the other. I don't remember exactly what's in my hand, but I feel like there was a little bit of a mistake there, but I could be wrong. I think you just have to stack one, let it get exiled, hit, and then have me down at 3. Still. When it goes first, we have tap land. Probably arguably the best time to have it, especially with no cut down in hand. We'll play it, have go for threat and normalized held up and get to this deadly cover up. And like being I think I have to do this. I think it's such a tempo play getting the first creature off the board. I think it's such a tempo play. Honestly, hopefully I just draw like a Sequem Coast here. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Deserted Beach, basically the same thing, right? I'm gonna slow roll my Rafine's Tower and I'm gonna play it on turn 4. Listen, this sucks. And of course they can use it to do a knight probably. Do I care? I guess as long as I make everything as hard as possible for them to convoke out a knight, I think it's best. Especially when my goal is to get to this deadly cover up and hopefully exile them all. But this is fine. If I'm taking 5 damage from Boros on turn 4, I think I'm not excited about this this Rafine draw. And now I think it's too slow. Sure. I'll allow it. I might get value off my counterspell, which is a shock. Enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-fairy, non-land permanent to the owner's hand. If that permanent is returned, so I put a 1 counter on it. Have to counter that because they're going to put Imidane's back in their hand. Make it awkward. Untap lane is what we need. It's what we desperately need. Will we find it? I have no idea. I could see them potentially doing not a lot here, like setting up more board presence and then getting his chase off, or lethal demolishing this, playing another Imidane's Recruiter and killing me. You know, it's... I'm gonna be hopeful, you know. They ignore Jace. Pretty cool for me. Fair enough. That makes sense. Have another... No? Okay.
No secret escapes my grasp.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's so tough, dude. Of all lands, it had to be a Rafine's Tower. I feel like we dominate and crush this game if it's just not going to play out that way. I just felt like it was so important to make sure I didn't get knighted on turn 2. But, you know, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. We got... a keep, they say. 6. Is it Boros? You gotta be kidding me, dude. Why's my mana base suck? Ah, dude. Ah, I didn't even play a cavern. Oh, sick. Let me out. I mean, I'm gonna counter this spell. Yeah. That one's mine. Oh, mine. Does land to then convoke a knight there? Like, find my more... Ooh, nice cavern draw. Human. Concealed courtyard is like... fine, I guess. Long goodbying this makes sense. I think I'm going to play Jace. And I'm going to try to draw here. Which will make Jace a little bit vulnerable here. Really? Really? Of course they were going to flood. And they have a land. They're never not flooding there, dude. Sick, dude. My bad. My bad. My bad. Oh, man. That's so annoying. That's probably a mistake, but
subdued.
I hope you're ready to breathe.
got a good card. You got another one or something? Why not, dude? Why not, bro? Why not? Why not have another one, dude? Why not have another one, dude? All right. Why does my deck list look like that? Oh, yeah, because I already did the outro, but I was talking too long. Yeah, so here's the deck list. I will say I'm a little I kind of had a frustrating day in general with this deck. I kept getting stuck on 3 lands. We played 28 of them, and I kept keeping a 3-land opener and never finding another land, so that was frustrating. And then probably the last game before I decided, like, I have to get off Arena today. Today's just not my day to play Magic. I had a hand that had 3 basics in it, 2 islands and a plains, and I had a 3 steps ahead, a Tidebinder in hand, a Deadly Cover-Up, and a Long Goodbye. And I was like, you know, this is a little bit riskier. I want to draw. If I hit a black land, this hand's like incredible. If I hit a second one, it's great. If I just hit any lands in general, I feel pretty good about my hand. I proceed to draw 6 black cards in a row and then die. So I had 2 islands, a plains, 2 no more lines in hand that I used, and then I died because all I drew was black spells and no way to cast them whatsoever. So that was very cool. And then getting stuck on 3 lands when I played 28 and not having the game be in my control at all was just a very frustrating thing today. So I have like a weird take on the deck. However, we did play a couple of games where we got to see the deck kind of play. And if I would have lost them, great. But at least I'm losing to decisions I'm making, not kind of just not drawing anything, you know? That's like the weird annoying part is when you lose when you don't draw anything. But we can go through the deck here and kind of talk about what I liked a lot. Siphon Insight, I think, is a very good card for us with not playing like something like a Quick Study anymore. Obviously, 3 steps ahead can kind of fill that role. But we kind of want to keep these up as counter magic as much as we can. Having this to help draw or find like a win condition out of our opponent's deck while also taking a win condition away from them is very, very cool. This is a total of 4 cards that we get to take from our opponent on their end step, which is very nice. Along with kind of protecting ourselves at all time, because this is also a very cheap option to do so because it's just 2 mana and getting to look at 2 cards. And end step, this would most times, like a blue-white control, this card would be at Deduce. If you want to not play Siphon Insight, you could probably just put 2 Deduces in here, especially this being gone post-rotation. Whenever Bloom Burrow, I think, is the next set that comes out. But 3 steps ahead, I think we can all agree. If you're playing blue at any time, this card's probably worth getting. I know it's 4 rares, and this set is brutal on mythics and rares, based on what you have, especially mythics because of the big score. But this card, I think, is a lockup 4 of that you probably most likely will be playing. If you have 3, that's a pretty solid number, especially in best of 1. 4 can sometimes feel like a lot, especially when you're playing 4 no more lives. But this card in general just feels great. I think today we saw why, because at worst case, I was copying Tidebinders just to hit my opponent whenever I needed. Or if there was an ability that went on the stack and the opportunity was presented itself, I could also made a copy of Tidebinder, have an ETB, and then kind of counter whatever I needed. But we have the 2 cut downs. Our removal package is pretty standard outside the fact that Long Goodbye is a 3 of and Go for the Throat is a 1 of. Most of the time you'll see this inversed and this will be a 3 of, so a 1 of. So a little bit interesting of a choice. It's definitely a meta call that was done by this deck. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I probably mentioned it in the intro, but if you kind of skip the intro, I understand. But this list a while ago went 9-1 and got first place in a challenge, which was very cool. MTGO challenge, a pretty aggressive 10 total rounds played, dropping 1 best of 3 match and going 9-1. Obviously, we have a sideboard here, but it'll be a link directly to that list. But outside of that, I mean, deck's super sick. No More Lies, pretty standard. Siphon Insight is kind of that flex card. Binder, I would probably figure that fits in this spot as well, but it's very nice. It's actually a win condition in our deck, which sucks sometimes, but it's just is what it is. Temporary Lockdown I did not see today. I played against Boros and Mono Red 7 times in total. Did not see Temporary Lockdown at all. I just, again, those were the games where I just drew all the black cards and never found my land drops. Kind of whatever they are. There's no point showing them because it's just me sitting in my chair and just watching the game happen. Emperors at 3 is quite a lot. A lot of times you'll see this at 2 and maybe like a Sunfall filtered in here or Depopulate. As you can tell, there's none of those. We'll play the Deadly Cover-Ups, which is kind of funny, but also needed with the current state of the current meta that's around. 4 Memory to Lose is it's obviously the best 4-drop that we could play, and then Jace 1 of as potentially a win condition is also pretty good against aggro to kind of shut things down for a little while and just keep plussing on them, eventually draw some extra cards. But Deadly Cover-Up being the removal of choice here by, I think her name is Bilsiv, but Deadly Cover-Up being the card of choice just because we have that collect evidence and we can exile all the combo pieces, and especially in best of 1, I would almost prefer to play this regardless because you need it to just be a surgical extraction whenever you can. Outside of that, I mean, I don't have a whole lot more to say. Realistically, our land choices are these. Again, we talk about Jace being a potential win condition that kind of goes hand in hand with this Restless Reef when it matters. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed the video regardless, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.